Hello and welcome to day 13. Today we're going to jump into website design. So we've got your lead magnet up. We've got your course started. We've got your checkout page done so that people can actually pay and get into your course. Now we're going to shift gears and go into a bit more about page design. Web page design is a lot like landing page design, which we've covered. So I'm going to go into it a little bit differently this time and talk about the website, the different pages that there are, how they work together, and just show you some of that great stuff. So this is going to be a great overview of things to consider and where in Kajabi where the things are in Kajabi that'll be important to you as you're building out the website. And let's jump right into that. So here from the dashboard, you'll come over to website, and you don't have to go to design because you've already gone and picked your template. Now, if you are going to be working on one of your saved templates, then you can come here to get into that. But if you are just going to be working on your live website pages, then you come down to website pages, and here you will see your pages for the streamlined home. Now, when you come into any of these pages, and I always just like jumping into the home page, you are going to see a bar up here. And this bar is a great way to navigate between the pages. So if you are working on your home page, la-di-dee, la-di-da, you're done, you save it, and then you click up here and you come over to the About page. And now you're here. You don't have to jump out, go back to that area, and then jump back in. And so About and Home and all of that stuff. And you notice there the library page as well. And so you can pop in and make some tweaks on the library page. We've already done that. So that is just the general navigation for the home page. And you may remember that I talked about how what makes website pages unique is that they're all tied together with the same theme. Landing pages are pages that are standalone pages all by themselves. So if you come into the settings area of your website and you come down to Style Guide, all of the changes that you make in here, and if you want more details about this, then jump back to day, I don't know, it was right around day 9, I think, when we talked about landing pages in more depth and we went into this area. But all of these changes here, anything under this settings tab, actually, the custom code you might be using, all of this stuff is going to apply to all of these pages, which is really helpful and really important to know because you don't want to think that it's not doing that. Everything in your header, all of this stuff that you do here in the header, both for mobile and desktop, the design that you're seeing here, that is going to show up on all of those pages. And everything in your footer, all of this stuff down here, all of these things that you're doing, again, showing up on all of those pages. And if you're using an exit pop-up or the two-step opt-in, that stuff is also going to show up, that's right, on all of these pages. So that is really what your website pages are. And so that's just like a fundamental thing to know. Now, the website pages that are most important for you to focus on is for sure the home page, the library page, which we've already talked about, the About page, and if you want the contact page. I like doing contact pages. They're short, simple, but they can serve a really good purpose. So really it's just that: home, library, About, and contact. And so I'm going to just jump back out to this space here. And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, what about my Work With Me page or my podcast page or different things like that? And I want those to be in my website theme. I want them to all be the same. So you've got the option. You can build it as a landing page or you can build it as a website page. The benefit of building it as a website page is that, again, all of those things that I just talked about will be the same on your website pages. And so your Work With Me page, in my opinion, is a great page to make as a website page, because all of that work you've put into designing the header and the footer and all of your custom code, if you're using any, all of your settings will just automatically be applied. And in the future, as you make any adjustments to those things, it will apply automatically to that page if it's a website page. If it's a landing page, you have to do it all custom and different. And so in order to make a new website page, you just come over here and you do a new page. And so enter the page name, and this is going to be not website page. Let's call this Work With Me. Wow. And come on, there we go. And now it sets it up. Loading. And here you can see Work With Me is now in the drop-down menu. So you can actually have a whole bunch of different website pages. You're not limited just to these few here. And so that is great. Now the editor, when you go add section, all of these sections are the same as with the landing pages. When you're in a section and you go add content, it's all the same. So I'm not going to go through that, but I am going to actually show you something super cool that Kajabi just released since the last time I had a video, since the last video I've done. When you go to sections, there is now a saved section area. So this is just super awesome, because maybe right here on the page, you're going to design a really great lead magnet section. You'll take some time, you'll make everything just look awesome and work so well. You can actually now here in the section area, click the dots. That's not where is it? Right there, save section. So when I click here into the section, I can save this section, I give it a name, and then it's going to be right here at the top in my saved sections area, which is awesome. So many people have been wanting this for so long. And then once you've got saved sections, you can just add it in, but not just on the website, on any page. So not just on Work With Me, but if I come into the home page, that saved section will be there, and I can put that awesome lead magnet section or whatever it is onto my home page so easily. So that is really great. Now, I do want to just mention what the two-step opt-in is. That is something that works with the call to action. So here, if I click into this call to action and I look at the button action, I can come to a two-step opt-in pop-up. And then when I click on this button, it is going to bring up my two-step opt-in, which is right here. And it's invisible right now, but if I hit this checkbox, I can see it. And what this lets you do is put a form here. And I guess I do want to make this really clear. When you edit it, you keep this box checked, but you have to uncheck this box for it to go away. Otherwise, it will just stay on your site always up there. You don't want that. So you might be wondering, why is this useful? Well, first of all, this is again applied to all of these pages. And so you could put your lead magnet right here in this two-step opt-in. And what I mean by that is a nice picture, some words, and the form that starts the process for everyone. And then you can attach that to any button that you want, or picture for that matter. Here's a graphic, and that URL, the image action can also be two-step opt-in pop-up. So the call to action button can bring that up. And this is great because, especially in mobile versions of things, you might not have space on your page for a form, but a button will work really well. So that is just great to know that that's a tool that you can use as you're building your website. So as you're thinking about what pages to put on your website, for sure I recommend the homepage and the library page because those are basically needed. Now, granted, you can get away with not using a homepage and just having Kajabi recognize the library page as your homepage, but having a homepage, even if it's simple, is just going to help you with your online presence. I also highly recommend an About page because the About page is the second most visited page on any website, statistically. And so this gives you a chance to really just put more out there. And also, if people come to your homepage and they poke around, and if they care enough to go to your About page, well, they're just that much more interested in you. And so they're more willing to just read more about you. So the About page is a little bit of you get a little bit more freedom to go into more depth, to be a little bit more explanatory, to go into more of the nitty-gritty and the details. Where on the homepage, I recommend you don't go that route because keeping it more short and to the point is going to be easier for people that are just coming to your page and are just going to be going through it. They aren't necessarily going to be super interested in reading a whole bunch of stuff, but they still deserve to be able to really get the core message of what you offer and how you do it. And so keeping your your homepage more succinct is a great way to reach more people. And then on your About page, you can go into more details because the people that are there are more interested and they're probably looking for those greater details. And so that is my recommendation on what pages to use. All right, and so the last thing that I want to show you about the homepage or about your website is just going into the navigation. So I'm going to open up here on the homepage, a new tab, and I'm going to jump into the navigation. And this navigation area is where all of your menus are built. If we come into the landing page and we click up here in a menu, I'm going to go back just so you can see the whole thing. In our header section, we've got all of these pieces of content: the logo, the menu, and the user menu. Here's the logo, here's one menu, here's another menu, and here's the user menu. And if we click into a menu, we can see here this menu is the main menu. There's a drop down though, and we can choose whatever menus we want. So what's important to realize is while you're here editing the page, you don't actually change what the menus say or are. All you do is choose which menus are on your page. And you have to come over here to navigation, and then you can see all the default menus, and you can create new ones if you want that show up over in custom menus. And this is where you actually change what the menus are. So you can see my main menu over there, store library. Now I personally don't like the Kajabi store page, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to hit OK, but I am going to add a link, and I'm going to call this the home page. And the way that you can get home is just by a slash here in your path or URL. And you'll notice that it's giving you the options here as an example. You can put in your full URL, example.com/full/URL, or you can just put slash and then site and path. So if I just put slash, Kajabi knows I've got my, https://example.com, and then here's the slash, and since this is home, there's nothing else after that. So I'm going to save that and there, and I can drag that up. And I'm going to also add another link, and I'm going to call this about, and here I'm going /about. So it's, again, all of the stuff before the slash that ends in .com is just taken for granted. I go /about, and I save that. And so now I've got, those things as my menu. If I come over here and I hit the preview button, it is going to show those things. It's not showing it here because I haven't done anything to save. If I, okay, there, so I can save now. I hit save and that will adjust. Ta-da! There you go. So here in the navigation is where you build your menu. In the page is where you just choose what menu to use. Now, you may have wondered, what is this product and page business down here? I chose link. The page is a good one to use. The product I find very not useful, but the page one is pretty good. So instead of doing a link and typing the link out, I can go page, and then here is my pages. Okay, so I'll just go contact. It calls it contact. I can change that if I want, and save, and there we go. So now I have a contact. And so whether you use link or page, it's really up to you. But that is how you do navigation. So that's what I've got for you today. Take some time, start thinking about your website, maybe start building some of your menus, start editing some of your website pages. And obviously that's a lot more than just one day's worth of work, but this is a great start, and you can start plugging away at it. Tomorrow I'll have some more great stuff for you, so I will see you then.